I've just put together a few frequently asked questions here, because having done these meetings over the years, I do find that parents are anxious about these things. So I can say all I want about the school, but at the end of the day, these are the questions that people want to know. If your question isn't answered on this page, please do email me. My email address is on the website, and I'll be happy to answer any other queries. The first one that I always try to explain is what is an academy, because obviously Strathmore isn't an academy and Wilshere-Dacre is an academy. So we are part of the Reach 2 Trust, which is the largest primary only trust in England. It was started by a head teacher in Walthamstow about 5 or 6 years ago, and it has grown to about 60 schools now. I think when we joined, we were number 33, now up to 60. The schools are all over the country. Our local, the one most local to us is in Letchworth, but then the next local ones are in Harlow and Aylesbury, so we're quite spread out geographically. But Reach 2, it's basically what it means to be an academy is, instead of the local authority, Hertfordshire, getting our money devolved from the DFE, it gets devolved to Reach 2, and then they pass it to us. We have a great relationship with Reach 2. They provide great training for us. Our Deputy Director of Education comes and visits the children and me on a half-termly basis. She does assemblies to connect with the children, and they're extremely supportive with us in our journey to constant improvement. So yeah, you can look on the Reach 2 website if you want to find out more. The other question that parents are always very interested in is, will my child get a place at Wilshere-Dacre? Now, you do have to apply for a place, as you know, because you should be in the application process at the moment, but every child in Strathmore will get a place at Wilshere-Dacre if you want one. And normally the cohort just moves up as one, and all the Strathmore children come straight to Wilshere-Dacre. Another question that is also worries parents at this time of the year is, will we mix up the classes, or will they come as the classes they're at Strathmore? And what I always say is, I take my advice from Mrs. Holmes, because Mrs. Holmes knows the children best at the moment, and she will say to me, oh, I think that they need to be mixed up, or oh no, I don't think they do, because they're actually two very settled classes. I have to say, we haven't mixed up the classes for some years, so I don't anticipate it happening this year, but I will let you know in plenty of time if that's what Strathmore advises to do. Transition process is normally a very thorough one, and we managed to do transition for last year's Year 2 children through the lockdown period, and they've transitioned really well this year's Year 2. In fact, I think the Year 3 have settled in better than the last couple of years, if that's possible. So it just shows you don't actually have to come in the building to settle. The children always seem very ready to be at Wilshere-Dacre. And Mrs. Carpenter particularly works very, very closely with Strathmore. She works with the Senko there, and then we have the Year 3 teachers go down and meet the Year 2 teachers from Strathmore to talk about the children, and they go and meet the children, and the teaching assistants go and meet the children. And normally we have induction day in July, where Year 2 come up to Wilshere-Dacre for the day and spend the day at Wilshere-Dacre, which I do hope happens again this year. But if it doesn't, we will make sure we've got some suitable Zoom equivalents like we're doing now, and we'll make sure that the children get to do it all virtually. Okay, so that is the end of my sharing of my PowerPoint presentation. And as I said before, if you have any other worries or queries or any other questions you'd like to ask, please don't hesitate to email me. We have put together a few other videos which you can flick through, some tours of the school, some meeting some of the other members of staff. So please do have a look through them. And I do hope that you apply for Wilshere-Dacre, and I do hope that I see a lot of you next year as parents of the school. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.